Every morning when you wake up, before the world has a chance to beat you down, before the distractions start pulling you in 1,000 directions, you need to take control. You need to remind yourself of the truths that separate the successful from the mediocre. Most people drift through life with no direction, no fire, no drive. Don't be one of them. Tell yourself these things every single day and watch what happens. Number one, you're in control. No more excuses. No more blaming the economy, your upbringing, or the government. If your life isn't where you want it to be, that's on you. The second you take full responsibility is the second you start winning. Own everything, because when you own it, you can change it. Number two, pain is temporary, but legacy is forever. Winners don't complain about the struggle, they embrace it. You think the greats had it easy? Every single one of them suffered, but they pushed through. Most people quit when it gets tough. Not you. You go through hell if you have to, because on the other side is the life you were meant for. Number three, fear is an illusion. It's a story you tell yourself to justify staying small. Everyone feels fear, but the winners act despite it. You think courage is the absence of fear? Wrong. Courage is taking action while you're terrified. Stop waiting to feel ready, because that day will never come. Number four, no one owes you a damn thing. Not your parents, not your friends, not the world. If you want something, you take it. Stop expecting a handout, stop waiting for permission, and stop playing the victim. Success doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who attack life like it's a war. Number five, you win or you learn. There is no failure unless you quit. Every setback, every loss, every time you get knocked down, it's a lesson. The weak complain, the strong adapt. Get up, get smarter, and get back in the game. Number six, you are capable of more than you think. Your limits are self-imposed, built by years of playing it safe. You can double, triple, even 10x your results if you push harder, demand more, and refuse to accept mediocrity. Raise your standards and watch your life change. Number seven, discipline is the bridge between dreams and reality. Motivation is for amateurs. Discipline is what separates the pros. You don't wait to feel like doing the work. You do it anyway. Winners execute daily no matter how they feel. Number eight, time is running out. Stop acting like you've got forever. You don't. One day you're going to wake up and realize you wasted your potential, and by then, it's too late. Move fast, take risks, and stop playing small. Number nine, there's no ceiling. The only limit is the one you believe in. The most successful people in the world weren't born special. They made themselves into giants, and so can you. The question is, will you? So wake up every day, look in the mirror, and remind yourself of these truths. And then go out there and take what's yours. You are in control. These four words are the foundation of every great achievement, every transformation, every success story. If you don't internalize this truth, everything else falls apart. It's easy to look at your life and blame external factors, your upbringing, your lack of resources, bad luck, or even the people around you. That's what weak people do. They point fingers, they make excuses, and they convince themselves that their circumstances define them. But let me tell you something. The moment you stop making excuses and start taking full responsibility for everything in your life, that is the moment you step into real power. Too many people are walking through life like puppets, letting the world pull their strings. They react to situations instead of creating them. They sit back and complain about how things aren't fair. Guess what? Life isn't fair. It never has been, and it never will be. But winners don't waste time whining about it. They grab life by the throat and bend it to their will. You are exactly where you are right now because of the choices you've made up to this point. That's a hard pill for some people to swallow, but it's also liberating. Because if your choices got you here, that means your choices can take you somewhere else. You have the power to change your life, to rewrite your story, and to create the future you want. The problem is, most people don't want to admit this because it forces them to take accountability. It's easier to blame external forces than to look in the mirror and say, I am responsible for this. But responsibility isn't a burden. It's your greatest weapon. When you accept full ownership of your actions, your failures, and even your mindset, you take back control. Suddenly, you're not a victim anymore. You're in the driver's seat. Think about the most successful people in the world. Do you think they got there by making excuses? No. They understood that success isn't given, it's taken. They didn't wait for someone to save them, to open doors for them, or to hand them opportunities. They created their own opportunities. They didn't blame their parents, their environment, or the economy. They decided to win, no matter what obstacles stood in their way. The truth is, most of what happens in your life is a direct reflection of your standards. If you demand excellence from yourself, you'll get excellence. If you tolerate laziness, procrastination, and weakness, that's exactly what your life will reflect. You have to set the bar high and refuse to settle for anything less. When you wake up in the morning, don't ask yourself what you feel like doing. That's what amateurs do. Ask yourself what needs to be done and do it, no matter what. Discipline beats motivation every time. Motivation is fleeting, discipline is a habit. Champions don't rely on feeling inspired. They rely on structure, on systems, on a relentless commitment to taking action. You want a better life? Make better choices. You want success? Stop waiting for permission and start executing. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you the life you dream of. You either take control or you get controlled. There is no middle ground. Look at the people who are winning in life. They aren't necessarily the smartest, the most talented, or the luckiest. They're the ones who took control and never let go. They refused to be victims. They refused to let circumstances dictate their outcomes. They know that everything, their wealth, their health, their relationships, their happiness is in their hands. And that same power is in your hands right now. The only question is, what are you going to do with it? Will you take responsibility, step up, and create the life you deserve? Or will you keep playing the same losing game, making the same excuses, and blaming everything but yourself? The choice is yours. And the moment you decide to take full control, that's the moment everything changes. Pain is temporary, but legacy is forever. If you truly understand this, your entire perspective on hardship, struggle, and discomfort will change. Most people spend their lives running from pain, avoiding difficulty, and seeking comfort at all costs. But let me tell you something. Comfort is the enemy of greatness. Every person who has ever achieved something significant has endured pain more than you can imagine. The difference between them and the average person, they embraced it. The truth is, pain is the price you pay for success. You can't build an extraordinary life without sacrifice. You can't achieve greatness without suffering through failure, rejection, long nights, early mornings, exhaustion, and moments of doubt so deep, they make you question everything. But here's what separates the winners from the losers. Winners understand that pain is just part of the process. They don't cry about it, they don't complain, they don't look for an easy way out. They use it as fuel. Think about the greatest athletes, entrepreneurs, and leaders in history. Do you think they got to where they are by taking the easy road? No. They pushed through injuries, sleepless nights, financial struggles, and relentless criticism. They faced failures that would break most people. But instead of quitting, they kept going. Why? Because they understood that pain is temporary, but legacy is forever. Look at someone like Michael Jordan. He didn't make his high school varsity basketball team. Most people would have given up. But instead, he used that failure as motivation, training harder than ever before. 6 NBA championships later, he's a legacy will live forever because he chose pain over comfort. Pain is your greatest teacher. Every time you fail, you learn. How many people do you know who talk about what they're going to do one day? How many people have great ideas, big ambitions, but never take a single step forward? It's not because they're incapable. It's not because they lack intelligence, resources, or talent. It's because they are paralyzed by fear. And fear is the single greatest killer of success. The harsh truth, you will never feel completely ready. You will never have absolute certainty. The stars will never align perfectly for you to take action. If you wait for fear to disappear before you move, you will wait forever. The only way to destroy fear is to face it head on. Think about every time you've been afraid in the past. Maybe it was speaking in public, making a big decision, or taking a risk. Beforehand, the fear felt overwhelming. But what happened after you did it? The fear vanished. Why? Because fear only exists in anticipation. It's not the action itself that's scary. It's the buildup in your head. Now let's talk about the people who dominate in life. The entrepreneurs who build empires, The athletes who break records, the leaders who change the world. You think they never felt fear? Of course they did. But they acted anyway. They understood that courage is not the absence of fear. It's moving forward despite it. Courage is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Every time you step into the unknown, every time you push through the fear, you grow. And eventually, what once terrified you becomes second nature. But the opposite is also true. Every time you let fear stop you, it gains more power over you. Let me make one thing very clear. If you want to achieve anything significant in life, fear will be part of the journey. You will feel uncomfortable. You will doubt yourself. You will face moments where every part of you wants to retreat, and that's when you have a choice. You can either let fear control you, or you can step into it and take what's yours. Think of the most successful people in history. They didn't have guarantees. They didn't know if they would win, but they moved forward anyway. The difference between you and them isn't intelligence, talent, or luck. It's that they took action when you hesitated. So the next time fear creeps in, don't wait for it to disappear. Don't let it paralyze you. Acknowledge it, but don't listen to it. Move forward, take the risk, do the thing that scares you, because on the other side of fear is everything you've ever wanted. Fear is an illusion, but your success, that can be real if you're willing to push through. The choice is yours. Stay stuck or step up. What's it gonna be? No one owes you anything. Read that again. Let it sink in. The sooner you understand this, the sooner you can stop wasting time feeling entitled, waiting for someone to come along and hand you the life you think you deserve. Because here's the truth, nobody is coming to save you. Not your parents, not your friends, not the government, not society. No one. If you want something, you have to go out and take it. Most people spend their lives waiting. Waiting for the right opportunity, waiting for someone to believe in them, waiting for someone to give them a chance. But life doesn't work that way. Life doesn't reward the ones who wait. It rewards the ones who take massive action. You don't get what you deserve, you get what you demand. You don't get what you hope for, you get what you fight for. The problem is, too many people are walking around with a victim mentality, acting like the world owes them something just because they exist. They blame their circumstances, their upbringing, the system of the people around them for their lack of success. And let me tell you something. Nobody cares. Complaining doesn't change anything. Feeling sorry for yourself doesn't put money in your pocket. Wishing things were different won't make it so. The only thing that changes your life is action. Look at the people who are winning at the highest levels. Do you think they got there because someone handed them success? No. They took responsibility for their own lives. They didn't sit around waiting for permission. They didn't cry about what they didn't have. They focused on what they could do, and they executed relentlessly. No one is going to hand you $1 million business. No one is going to show up at your door and say, here's the perfect job. No one is going to force you to get in shape, to build skills, to develop discipline. That's on you. If you're not where you want to be in life, take a long, hard look in the mirror and understand this. The person looking back at you is the only one responsible for your success or failure. And this is actually the best news you could ever receive. Because if no one owes you anything, that means you owe it to yourself to go out and create the life you want. You don't have to wait for anyone's approval. You don't have to rely on someone else's validation. You have full control over your destiny. Understand this. Entitlement is a disease and it's killing people's potential every single day. The second you feel like the world should give you something, you've already lost. Because the world doesn't care about a should. The world rewards results. Look at the top earners in any industry. Do you think they whined about how hard it was? No. They outworked, outthought, and outlasted everyone around them. They didn't sit around waiting for someone to notice them. They made sure they couldn't be ignored. So stop expecting things to be easy. Stop expecting someone to give you a break. Stop acting like success is supposed to be handed to you. If you want more, you have to do more. If you want better, you have to be better. You have to take full ownership of your actions, your mindset, and your results. The moment you stop expecting the world to owe you anything is the moment you become dangerous. Because now you stop waiting. Now you start moving. Now you start taking control. So let me ask you, are you going to keep sitting there hoping someone gives you a shot? Or are you going to stand up, Take charge and make your own shot. The choice is yours. And the second you decide to take full responsibility, everything in your life will change. Now that you've heard it all, there's only one question left. What are you gonna do about it? You are in control. No one is coming to save you. Fear is an illusion. Pain is temporary, but legacy is forever. These aren't just words. They are the laws of success. If you don't live by them, you'll be just another person watching from the sidelines while others dominate the game. The difference between those who win and those who lose is not luck, it's not talent, it's not privilege, it's the mindset of absolute ownership, relentless execution, and an unshakable refusal to quit. Success doesn't wait for you. It doesn't care about your excuses, your past, or your struggles. It only rewards those who demand it, who fight for it, who refuse to accept anything less. So, are you gonna keep waiting? Keep doubting? Keep playing small? Or are you gonna rise up, take action, and claim what's yours? Because the world doesn't owe you anything, but you owe it to yourself to go all in. It's time to step up. It's time to execute. It's time to become the person you were meant to be. No more excuses. No more waiting. No more fear. The time is now. And the choice is yours. Now go out there and make it happen.